The movie opens with a man waking up in a cube-shaped room. The walls, ceiling, and floor all glow with lines, and 6 doors stand before him. Disoriented, he opens 2 doors, revealing identical rooms with different colored lights. Curiosity wins, and he opens a 3rd door, stepping inside. Disaster strikes. A hidden laser trap slices him into pieces. A device with crisscrossed wires retracts, leaving no trace of its deadly work. Another man, Quentin, enters a room confidently. He finds Worth unconscious and tries to wake him. Suddenly, a door opens, and a cautious woman named Holloway enters. She quickly realizes they're both trapped. Screams erupt from a nearby room. A girl named Levin needs help. Quentin brings her back, but accidentally breaks her glasses. Just then, an elderly man, Ren, descends from an unseen door above, adding another layer of mystery. None of them know where they are, how they got there, or why. However, Quentin narrowly avoided a trap earlier, so he warns them about hidden dangers. The group decides to work together and find an exit. Ren takes charge, demonstrating how to test rooms for traps. He throws a shoe into a room, holding onto the laces. The shoe triggers a fiery explosion. Ren retrieves his shoe and explains the presence of motion detectors. Entering that room would be fatal. By sacrificing more shoes, they can map safe and dangerous areas. Holloway ponders the cube's creators. Aliens? Government? Maybe there's a manual somewhere. While she clings to hope of rescue, Quentin and Ren are more pragmatic. They propose moving straight ahead, hoping for an exit at the end, or at least not another laser trap. Levin freaks out, thinking they're all going to become cube snacks. But Quentin, ever the optimist, assures her they'll escape this boxy prison. Ren, the wise old dude, says sitting around won't help. They gotta keep moving, like walking in a straight line until they hit the jackpot, hopefully not another laser trap. Ren, the shoe-tossing champion, throws his footwear into the next room. No fiery explosion? Looks safe. They all squeeze in one by one, feeling like sardines in a can. Holloway spots numbers on the room connections. Thousands of these cube things? Yikes. She reminds everyone they have 0 food or water, meaning they're basically on a 3-day survival clock. Ren, ever resourceful, suggests sucking on a button from their shirts to keep their mouths from feeling like deserts. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Hours tick by as they keep throwing the shoe and inching forward. This time, Ren throws the shoe. Nothing explodes, but he gets suspicious of the dry air. He figures the room has a fancy sensor that sniffs out stinky body odor. Quentin, impressed by Ren detective skills, learns the old man is a French escape artist who's outsmarted 7 prisons. Feeling invincible, Ren jumps into the safe room, only to get a face full of acid. The others pull him back, but it's too late. The acid eats poor Ren's face, and he meets a gruesome end. Yikes. Lesson learned. Shoe test isn't foolproof. They need a better plan. Moving on, they decide to share their professions. Quentin, ever the cop, reveals his badge. Holloway is a doctor, and Worth, well, he mumbles something about an office job. When it's Levin's turn, she simply shrugs and says she hangs with friends. Quentin starts getting suspicious. Why are they all here? Why does Levin have glasses while Holloway lost her fancy jewelry? As they ponder this mystery, Levin suddenly announces she's a math whiz. Maybe she can use her number skills to crack the code of this crazy cube. The others cheer Levin on, urging her to figure out the cube's secret code. Soon, Levin notices a pattern. Rooms with certain numbers seem dangerous, especially if the number is a prime number, a number divisible only by 1 and itself. To prove her theory, she remembers the room where Ren died. It was labeled 149, a prime number. She checks the next room's number. None are prime, so it should be safe. The group is impressed by her quick thinking. Levin bravely jumps in, confirming the room is indeed harmless. For several hours, they rely on prime numbers as their guide. Quentin uses this time to flirt with Levin, revealing he has 3 children and is divorced. However, their progress is halted by a new obstacle. Every single door ahead displays a prime number, suggesting danger lurks everywhere. Suddenly, a person named Kazan falls through the ceiling hatch. He keeps repeating words and frantically demands to go to the blue room. Holloway suspects a mental disability. Levin wonders how he survived so long on his own. The group plans to continue moving forward, but some hesitate to include Kazan, seeing him as a burden. Holloway insists, and they reluctantly accept him. As they discuss their situation, Holloway and Quentin theorize about the cube's creator. Holloway leans towards the government, building this massive structure in a desert somewhere. Quentin, on the other hand, jokes about a billionaire creating it for entertainment. Moments later, disaster strikes. Quentin enters a seemingly safe room, no prime numbers, only to narrowly escape a trap with rotating razor blades. This proves Levin's theory wrong. Non-prime numbered rooms are not always safe. Suspicion grows within the group. Quentin starts eyeing Worth, who hasn't spoken a word since they met. He suspects him of being a spy. Taking a break, Levin tries to decipher the room numbers. Meanwhile, Quentin tricks Worth into confessing. He's one of the architects who designed this whole cube contraption. When questioned further, Worth reveals he never knew who hired him, just that the money was good. Despite a tense atmosphere, particularly with Quentin resorting to threats, Worth provides valuable information. The giant outer cube measures 434 feet. Using this data, Levin calculates there are 26 rooms on each side, totaling a staggering 17,576 rooms in all. She then proposes a mind-blowing theory. The numbers between rooms might be coordinates, indicating each room's location within the cube. With newfound hope, the group decides to head towards the nearest edge. They continue booting rooms to avoid hidden dangers. Unfortunately, their cautious progress is interrupted yet again. Just as they're about to enter a seemingly safe room, Kazan screams, triggering deadly traps within. The group deduces that the room has a sound-activated trap system, posing a risk if they pass through. Quentin suggests leaving Kazan behind, thinking he wouldn't make it due to his sudden outbursts. However, Holloway insists on bringing Kazan along and volunteers to go through the room with him. After some time, everyone navigates through safely, but when it's Quentin's turn, Kazan inadvertently triggers the trap by making noise. Quentin narrowly escapes death. Filled with rage, he attacks Kazan, but Holloway stops him just in time. Quentin then turns his anger towards Holloway, sparking a heated argument. Holloway accuses him of preferring younger girls, hinting that this might be why his wife left him. Enraged, Quentin slaps her multiple times. The others soon separate them, and after cooling down, they move forward. The group arrives at one of the side edges of the cube, finding a gap between the door and the outer shell. They use their clothes to make a rope, and Holloway courageously offers to swing out and explore. When she hangs outside with the makeshift rope, she sees only complete darkness below. She tries to swing towards the outer cell, but the rope is too short. As she hangs outside, the cube suddenly shakes violently, almost causing her to fall. Quentin pulls her up by the rope, but then he intentionally releases her hand, leading to her tragic fall. Quentin lies to the group, saying Holloway slipped and fell. Everyone is devastated but has no choice but to move forward. After some discussion, the group plans to descend to the bottom edge of the cube. Levin suggests they rest for a while because they are all exhausted. The group agrees and lies down on the floor. While they sleep, Quentin carries Levin into another room. He tries to persuade her to leave the others and makes unwanted advances. When she refuses, he becomes aggressive. Thankfully, Worth and Kazan wake up and rescue her. Quentin, now paranoid, admits he didn't trust Holloway earlier. The rest of the group suspects he intentionally killed her. Furious at their accusations, Quentin violently attacks and throws Worth into the next room. There, Worth finds Ren's lifeless body and breaks into hysterical laughter. The group is lost. They keep walking in circles, but a familiar room is missing. This spooky twist reveals the creepy rooms are actually moving around. Levin, the brainiac, makes a shocking discovery. The trapped rooms have special numbers on the walls, not just regular prime numbers, but fancy prime number combos. Levin remembers a room number that was way too high. This odd number hints at a secret exit room nearby. She tries to find it using clues from other room numbers, but it's like catching a moving target. To avoid traps, Levin suggests checking all the numbers, not just a few. But this means solving a bunch of tricky math problems for each room. Yikes. Quentin gets impatient and yells at Levin to hurry, but this complex math is impossible without a computer. Luckily, Kazan, the quiet guy, turns out to be a math whiz. He surprises everyone by solving a super hard problem in seconds. With Kazan's amazing brain on their side, they check the room based on his answer and it seems safe. Quentin even throws something to test it, and nothing bad happens. Kazan's math skills help them navigate the cube safely. Worth notices Quentin is getting crazier by the minute. So, he outsmarts Quentin and traps him in a room below them. The rest of the group keeps moving and finally finds the special exit room with bright light flooding in. But Worth decides to stay. He believes there's nothing good waiting for him outside the cube. Suddenly, oh no, the crazy Quentin reappears and attacks. He tragically kills Levin and hurts Worth. He lunges at Kazan, who's trying to escape. Just in time, Worth grabs Quentin's leg to stop him. The creepy rooms then decide to shift again, and Quentin gets squished between them in a gruesome way. Worth sadly dies from his injuries too, but at least he saved Kazan. The movie ends with Kazan staring at a blinding light outside the cube. Maybe that's the way out? We'll have to wait and see.